In this video, we're going to talk about how to add options to a WooCommerce shopping cart. The options are, in other words, if you're selling something, you have maybe you're selling T-shirts and you need 3 sizes of shirts, so small, medium, large. Those are your options. So this is going to show you how to add those options to this. And in WooCommerce, the options are actually referred to as attributes. So if you come to your dashboard here in WordPress, you look for products, and then down here you look for the link to attributes. And this particular site is a jewelry site, so you'll be able to see what we're doing from here. So you have, when you go to attributes, you can add a new attribute if you don't have one already set up, which we already have a couple set up. So you would simply create the name of the attribute and just add it, and it goes here. That's the basic attribute. You can add as many as you want. You also have the option of adding, once you have the attribute created, then the next step is to create the terms or the actual things that are going to be optional under that particular category. So we have metal here, and if you click over here on the little spoke wheel on the side, you see configure terms. So when we click that, it's going to look like the last window, where now since this is the metal category, we're going to add a new metal. So if we wanted to add bronze, let's just say, well, just play with it here. You would type it in there and then click add metal, and then it adds it to the list. So this becomes part of the drop down that is that the browser will see when they come to your to that particular product. Okay, so once you've created the attributes, then the next step is to assign those to products. So to do that, if you already have the product created, you can do it when you add the product, or you can do it after you have the products created. Either way, in this particular example, we already have the product set up. So I'm going to go to products. And then I'm going to select an item, and then we're going to edit it. Now, it would work the same way if you're adding a new product. You have the same window. So these are already set up because we imported them in. So when you come to the product data section, that's right down here. You have the product data section. Now, by default, the WooCommerce program is going to set up a product as a simple product. But if you're going to have options that you need, so in other words, if you're going to have different, in this particular case, different metals, different stones, different sizes, then we need to create or change this to a variable product. So you take the drop down right here for simple product and you change it to variable. And when you do, you've got the now you have the window for the SKU, which your ID number or product number. If you want to add one, you can. I'm just going to do the same thing that we had. Inventory, if you want to manage inventory. So in other words, when one's sold, it's going to be reduce the inventory, and it will end up making this. Depending on your setting, whether it will show it as a back order, not list the product, or show it's not available, and sold if it's depending on how the master settings are. But this is where you would add the inventory. So if you wanted to enable this so that only one of this item could be bought, you could click here. Shipping, you should have already set linked products. If there's a related product you want to link, that's again just part of the other setting. But here's where you come to the attributes. So you come down here, you click on attributes, and you'll see it says custom product attributes add, or there's a drop down. So we have drop downs for the metal, so we want to add metal. And then we want to add stone, and add. And then we want to add the size. So we click size in the drop down, and we click add. Okay, so each one of these now is each one of these. We've added the 3 attributes that we want for the product. If we click the visible on the product page, it puts it in a description in a tab in the description section. Don't really need it. I don't think that's necessary, so we'll uncheck that. We are going to check the used for variations, and you'll see how that comes into play in a minute. So uncheck that, check used for variations. Okay. Now you slip over here to values, and this is where we're going to add those values, those terms that we added into the attribute. So if you see when I click that box, we get the 3 choices we had for metals. We get those, so we could either click them, or easier than that, if we're going to choose all, we just select all of them. And now we plug those in. If you needed to add something new, you wanted to change, if let's say this particular piece you weren't going to do in copper, then we could just delete the copper one out of there. If you wanted to add something, something specific that wasn't in the other attributes or that was already set up, then you could click Add New. So you're not locked into what you created initially in the Master Attributes section. Okay, so we're going to add our stones, which we have 3 of those. So select all, and then in this particular case, I'm going to delete this since we don't have the size. So I'm going to remove it. So we have those created. Now we're going to say Save Attributes. We click the blue Save Attributes box. Now we've saved them for the site. Now we go over here to Variations. We click on the Variations tab. This is where we're going to actually apply this and create the drop-down options box. So you see a box up here that says Add Variation. So you can add a variation one at a time, or you can create a variations for all of the attributes that you entered on the front. So in other words, we're going to create. We have 3. We had 3 metals and 3 stones. So we're going to create a combination of stone and metal. So it's going to be 3 times 3. It's going to be 9 different options that we're going to have. Basically options we're going to create. So we could do them one by one if we wanted to. So you would do Add Variation, go, and then it's going to say, which metal, which stone, and you can create it that way. But in this particular case, it's going to be easier if we go to do them all at once. So I'm going to remove this. And so I'm going to go here to create variations for all attributes and say go. And this is telling me, am I sure I want to link all variations? Yep, so I do. Tells me 9 were added, so tell it OK. And now we're going to see our options show up here, our different variations show up. Now, one thing, because it is a variable product, we are going to have to put the cost in there for each one, because there could be some cost changes. So what we need to do is just go into each of the items. You can say in stock. You can put the stock status here for each one, in stock, out of stock. The SKU number, the sale price if you want to do a sale price, size if you're shipping it and you need the size or the weight. So you would put all of that in, and then you go to the next one. So you go over here just to there's a little down arrow right here on the right side for each one. You click the down arrow, you add the variation, and move right through these. So let's put these all in. Now this does also give you the option here, if you wanted to, if for example that in this particular case, let's say the gold was more expensive than the sterling, than the silver, then you could change the price for that particular option. So you can adjust the price, so you don't have to stick with one price. And then with this one, and I say save the changes. And once we've saved them all, they're all in. So once we've saved them, then we're going to update that product. And I'm going to assume you already put the product image in because that was already in, and that would be really a different part of this. But assume that that's already there, and then let's view the product. And here's the metal option. You can see that we pick that. Here's the stone option. We can pick that. We can add to cart. And now we've got those options are built in. So that's how you create attributes or optional choices for the items in your WooCommerce shopping cart. I hope that's helpful, and try it out. It should work for you pretty well.